So today we are going to look a little closer at something that's called interaction design. And this is a term that you may or may not have heard of. It's a term that's been around for quite a number of years. There are a lot of umbrella terms that fall under it, as we're going to talk about. But before I start talking about exactly what the definition is, I want to take a look at some examples of some designs so that you can really be thinking about, well, what do we mean by how we're interacting with these things? Because I want you to think of these things as if you are the user. So we're going to start by looking at some bad designs. Bad designs are pretty easy to find, right? Well, it just so happens that there is a very nice website that has lots of really bad designs called baddesigns.com. That's one of my favorite websites. I strongly suggest you go look at some of them. But we're going to talk about some of them, then we're going to go to the website, and we're actually going to look at some of the other bad designs. Now, they have a whole ton of them. We could probably spend an entire semester just looking at bad designs, but we're not going to do that. We'll just do that today. All right, so does anyone recognize what this is? It's an elevator, right? And so here in this elevator, we have buttons and labels. We have 2 rows. Now, I want you to imagine that you are running late for a meeting with your advisor who happens to be on the 2nd floor. Actually, I don't know where their office is these days, but you decide you have to run up to the elevator. Let's say you are pulling your computer bag behind you, so going up the stairs won't work. You have to go up the elevator. You run into the elevator, and you need to push the floor button. How easy is that to see? It's pretty easy, right? Pretty obvious. There's the 2, there's the button. Pretty clear to tell what's a label and what's a button. All right, so now you're standing in the elevator, you've pushed the button, and you just happen to see right outside the elevator this really, really interesting, cute, good-looking, potential significant other, assuming you are not married or have a girlfriend or boyfriend. And you're like, you see them running to the elevator, you're like, oh, I have to keep this door open for them so I can talk to them. And you glance quickly. What do you push? Stop. Except that makes the alarm go off, by the way. So we look at this row. What do you think of that design? I would say not so good. I actually do that all the time, too. In fact, one time I had my boss coming to the elevator, and I'm like, open door, open door. And what do I push? Closed door. Yeah, not so good. As I was saying, open door. So this isn't one elevator, by the way. If we look at the difference between how clear the top labels and the top buttons are compared to the bottom buttons, why is there a difference in the design? I don't have an answer to that, by the way. It's one of my trick questions. Yes?
But I think like that layout's pretty standard when it comes to those icons. I mean, you can see those same layouts.
Yeah,
they should change it.
Yeah, so the icons themselves actually are pretty standard. Looking at them, I still can't tell what they are, which tells me not such a good icon, because you're glancing at them. But then this has another problem. In addition to that, yeah, the letters and the colors. So here, this is all blue. Is this the button? Well, I'll have to stare at it to know. When I walk into an elevator, I'm not going to be staring at the control panel. I have more important things to do. I'm going to walk in, push the button I need, and then I'm not going to look at it again unless I have to. Very, very quick. In this case, when you have something like this, it makes it really confusing. So, good design or bad design? Yeah, bad design, not so good. Let's take a look at one more before we go to bad designs. Both of these are from baddesigns.com, by the way. Although this first one, if you look in our elevator, it's the same thing. All right, does anyone know what this is without looking at the title of the slide?
Parking meter. It's a parking meter. You pay.
Yeah, we think it's a parking meter to pay. Some sort of vending machine. It actually is, I'm pretty sure, a parking meter. All right. You have just parked your car. You are rushing to try to get to pay your parking and go to this really important job interview. And you get to this. What is your reaction? What do you do? Yeah, you're like, what dinosaur is this? This doesn't make any sense. All right, so even if you can't see the exact words, which I think you can, what do we see? We see these big bold numbers, right? Except even with the big bold numbers, which they probably added to try to fix their really bad design. Step 1, push any button to start unit. How often do we end up having to do that when we're going to pay a parking meter? Yeah, not very often. Sometimes I've seen it. I'd say it's bad design. But not very often. All right, so now, step 2. Follow directions on display. Even if you get to that point, what's wrong with that?
Small.
It's small. Can anyone see how dirty it is? Can you tell what these mean? And what happens if you can't see anything on the display? So what do you think? Do you think that they bothered to test this on any people parking their cars? Yeah, probably not. So something like this is really, really obvious. But there are other things that are not necessarily that obvious when you are designing them. Let's take a look at a couple of the other bad designs. So this is baddesigns.com. And let me see, there's a couple that I want to show you that I think you can relate to. Here's one, and then here's another one. And then I'm going to let you choose a couple. All right, so this is on a university campus. Right, you know, university campuses, they have sidewalks, they have grass, they want it to look all nice. And when a student is rushing to class, do they always walk on the sidewalk? No. As you can see there, they put a nice path through the grass because, well, it's by a crosswalk and it makes sense. It gets them to where they want to go. So the university wanted to do something because it was an eyesore. So what do you think they did? They put up a sign. Please use sidewalks right in the middle of the path. How user-friendly is that? Not so much. What would have been a better solution? Someone says put a fence, yes?
Like, you can add something there.
I'm sorry?
Put a tree.
Put a tree. We can put a fence, we can put a tree.
They actually did that to this one path. This campus I went to before. There was this path, and you put up trees.
And they put trees in the middle of it. Well, that would certainly stop people from doing that. If we're thinking about our users, what would be an even better solution? Just add a sidewalk. That's where people walk, right? So put a sidewalk. Why wouldn't you do that? Sign is cheaper? Could be that the sign is cheaper. Or it could be that the landscape designer was like, what is wrong with these people? They have to walk around. Is that a nice attitude to have? Yeah, not so much. Except that there's one little issue. You actually find that attitude a lot with a lot of developers. Obviously, the users are doing it wrong because I know best. See a problem with that? God, I hope so. All right, let me show one other one that I want you to see. I like showing this one in my classes. I hate to be sexist, particularly because there are a lot of males in here, and you can really relate. You are carrying a bunch of books and have to walk out of the library. How happy are you about walking through there? Yeah, what do you think? Yeah, not so much. Think there's a better design? Yeah, I think so.
They have those everywhere.
They do. They do have those everywhere. They usually will have them adjusted at a height that's a little bit different from that. People will also argue that you should also be more considerate of some of your users, and some of them actually have some that open automatically. So, could have been a better design. You guys must be very, very relaxed and casual, because most of the times I put this up and they're like, oh! Doesn't bother the females though. We're fine. Actually, I'm going to show you one more, because we're actually going to, let me see where this is, because we're actually going to talk about ambiguity later. Let's see if I can find it. And also, while I'm looking at this, look to see if there's something that you want to look at yourself. Okay, where did it go? Let me do a quick search so I can see if I remember what. Let's see. Oops. It was, what was it called? It had which in it. Which is the gas cap? No. Control? Nope. Control? Nope. Nope. Which way is it? Okay, well, I can't find it. I'll have to find it later. All right, so I want you to take a look at these and choose one that looks interesting.
Needle in a haystack.
Needle in a haystack. Oh, there we go. You are driving down the street and come to an intersection and need to figure out whether to go or not. Is that obvious to you? Yeah, it's kind of lost in there, even though you have lights, right? But how well can you see it? Yeah, not so much. Great design, right? Yep. This is sometimes why you see things like this, and then 6 months later they spend a bazillion more dollars to fix it. What would have been a better design?
Create individuals, traffic lights in each corner.
Right, so you could have, instead of having everything kind of globbed together, have them separated from each other for each direction. Makes it a lot easier to understand. It's a lot easier for us to look at that very quickly and know what's going on. I am going to scroll down a little bit. And let me know if you see anything else. Anything?
No, do not open yet.
What? No?
Oh, have to choose one?
Choose one. Choose one.
Number 4.
Number 4. Oops, I popped the trunk lid instead. Let's take a look at that one.
What is that?
Can you see that? Where do they put the gas cap that you have to open every single time you put gas in your car?
Next to the trunk light.
Yeah, it's kind of stuck in there. So a lot of times what will happen, well, you have this nice big button in the front where you pop the trunk when you're trying to put gas in. So you feel very intelligent as you're standing there, ready to put gas in, and everyone sees your trunk pop. What do? You make it seem like you're looking for something in your trunk. Right? We all do that. What else would you do? Are you going to run back and say, oops? Yeah, no. I actually have seen people where they accidentally pop the trunk, and you see by the look on their face, they'll go, yeah, I'm looking for something. There's nothing in the trunk. Oh, no, it's a rental car. All right, let's choose one more. What number are you? Said which control turns on the fan? Is that what you said? Oh, yeah, this is one of my favorites. I go through this every single time I walk into my father's house. In my house, we have remote controls for the fans. All right, which one do you pull? You pull both. You pull the wrong one, you just turn the light off and turn the fan on. What would be a better design?
One that says on.
Oh, this says fan
You
and
put
one
the
says
light,
light.
you put the light like coming straight out of the light.
You could have the light coming straight out of the light. You could put something that says fan. I think I heard someone say that. Or maybe it has a, I don't know, maybe the light one has a light bulb or something. Right? Pretty simple solution. As opposed to, right. Now, sometimes people will say, well, but won't that cost more for the manufacturers? How much more do you think it would cost for them to replace that little round thing with something the same size that is maybe a little flat and has,
Flat looking thing.
yeah, flat looking thing? If it even costs them more, since most of these are made in China, probably 2 to 3 cents at the most. All right, so I do recommend that you go to baddesigns.com and take a look. Find a lot of designs that are actually pretty funny. And we kind of look at them and we're like, what were those designers thinking? Well, what you're going to learn in this class is usually they're just not thinking about the user, which is why we need something like this class.